we've identified 7 or 8 people that exemplify what Africa is busy with at this moment, the excellence that is going on, the surge in technology, in communications, the use of culture to bring resilience amongst youth, particularly in these times, food security efforts, sporting prowess, indigenous and traditional knowledge that must be preserved for the new normal that is to emerge after COVID-19 and so forth. And we thought that this was an appropriate time, and so we changed the format from a gala night to a Showmax box set that is now available so that people can actually see what is happening within Africa, but most importantly, so that Africans can believe in themselves and not see other Africans as their competition, the ones to eliminate, the ones to compete with, the ones to fight with, but rather the ones in whose hands the future is of the African resurgence that I think must happen as COVID-19 recedes.
Okay, well, what a lovely idea, because I believe that you're also trying to address the Afro-pessimism and intra-African conflict with these awards. How do you do that?
Look, I think that in the work that I do globally, I've learned that you can only embrace what you love. You can only love what you get to understand, and you can only understand what you get to know. And therefore, knowledge, knowing each other, is the start of all peace. And so knowing about the excellence, knowing what's happening from Nigeria, knowing what's happening from East Africa, from Zimbabwe and so forth, changes the stereotypes in our minds about who the other African is, demystifies that person and makes that person less of a threat to your own sense of well-being. And so I think we're trying to do this. And so under COVID-19, there's a range of initiatives that OneAfrica is busy with. It's the awards that looks at excellence. It's food vouchers that feeds both South Africans and other Africans. And it is building peace, such as, for example, when the truck drivers threatened their fellow Africans, we needed to step in there, remind government of its duty, get NGOs and the churches to rise to the occasion, and not all of us fall into the trap of populism and anti-African, and particularly for Africans themselves to resist the temptation for Afro-pessimism, because if we are pessimistic about Africa, the world has no reason to believe in us.
So certainly this is a good time. Tell us how you identified these extraordinary people.
Look, we would have wanted to have, under pre-COVID conditions, a nominations process, etc. But at the end of the day, when we decided that we must proceed, we got from a brains trust, if you will, a list of categories that we think we should recognize. We got a list of nominees, and then a judging panel was put together to bring the shortlists down into recipients. And so, for example, Dr. Brailin Chitsunga from Zambia, a woman farmer, does excellent work in food security. Fred Swanika, a Ghanaian, at the African Leadership Academy, not just simply giving education, but building leaders for Africa. Zara, the boss lady Hassan from East Africa, a following of 7 million, the technological advantages that she's able to capture and to speak to people on a daily basis, I think is phenomenal. Burna Boy is a cultural icon, and we need his ability in his own way, in his own language from Nigeria, to speak and to build that resilience amongst African youth. We also recognize Beast Mtawarira, Tendai. Now here is a Zimbabwean who moved to South Africa. Imagine he was a victim of xenophobic violence, for example, in 2008. He would not have played the starring role in our World Cup victory that we just had. And so I go to Dr. Salome Masweme, dealing with maternal and child health. And
Ibrahim, I'm going to have to jump in here because we have run out of time, but I'm going to get in touch with you because I'd like to speak to some of those people. Just tell us very briefly, when is the announcement going to be made?
The announcements have been made virtually. You can go to Showmax, look for the OneAfrica Awards, and you will hear all of them in 7 20-minute series. It's a phenomenal journey through Africa. And I want to really encourage Africans to look at themselves through these awards, get a better idea, rebuild their confidence and their pride in themselves, and stop the nonsense about xenophobia,
Sounds
violence.
good to me. Ibrahim Rasool, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you.